Hello and welcome to ITTC online training. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to generate a key in Putty and how to import the key to the AWS account and how to change the key pair on running EC2 instance. For this, we need two softwares. One is Putty and the other one is Putty Keygen. So initially, in the Putty Keygen, we have to generate a key by mousing the key on the free area randomly. Then a key is generated. You have to save the key as a public key and you have to save the private key. So we will be having two keys. Then the public key has to be uploaded to the server, that is the EC2 instance, and the private key has to be uploaded to the Putty to get connected to the server. Now we will see how to do this. Let us complete this exercise where we are generating a public key and private key by using a Puttygen, and we are saving separately. Import public key pair to AWS key pair, then create a new instance with the imported public, attach the public key to the instance, connect EC2 using a Putty by using a private key. So the public key will be available in the server side, where the private key will be available in the client side. All right. So by using this exercise, we will complete this importing and attaching it to EC2 instance. For that, initially, let me go to Puttygen. This Puttygen is available in putty.org. So you can go to putty.org and download the Putty and Puttygen. Yeah, maybe 64-bit you can go for, 64-bit, and Puttygen also 64-bit. So once you download these two softwares, then I have to create a public key and private key. For that, I have to click on generate. Once you click on generate, keep moving the mouse in the free area. So by using a SSH RSA, one RSA key will be generated by using a RSA algorithm, and where the bit rate is 2048. So you can see here the key is generated. So what we will do is we will copy this key. Okay. This is a public key actually. This is a public key which is generated by Puttygen. Once the key is generated, then what we have to do is we have to go to Notepad and we can save that key. Okay, let me save in the same Notepad. Let me say Control V. Yeah, the key is saved, and this is actually the key which is generated. It's called as a public key. We can also save the key by using these two buttons. So let me save this public key and go to downloads, AWS keys, and let me give this the name of the key as public key 1. So this is my public key, and which has to be uploaded to the server side. Okay, a Red Hat server or AWS server, whatever the server it is, no problem. The same key can be used. Maybe the same key can be also used for Windows server also. So now save the private key, and this is used to get connected from the Putty. So let me save the private key, and let me give the name as private hyphen key 1. So this is the key which we have to upload it to the Putty, and the extension of the key is PPK, and the key which is generated by EC2 instance is .pem. This is directly PPK. So let me say save. So now there are two keys with me. One is a public key and one is a private key, and this is the key. Simply I have saved it. Not necessary. You don't have to do this. Just for reference, I have saved this key. All right. So now let me go to AWS console. Let me create one instance. Before that, let me import the key. So let us say key. Okay, I'll go to EC2 dashboard. In the EC2 dashboard, you can see what are the keys available over here and the key pairs. So in the key pairs, what I have to do is I have to go to, either I can create a new key pair, that will be a pem.pem. I will import the key today. Okay, I am not going to create a key pair in AWS account. I am going to import the key whatever created by me. So it becomes more secure again, right? Because the key is generated by me. So let me say import key pair, and the name of the key pair maybe say I'll give it as public, because the name is given as a public hyphen key. You can give any name here, no problem. To avoid the confusion, because locally I am having a key called public key and I have copied the key there, so I will give the name as same name as public key hyphen key. And now what I have to do, I have to navigate to a public key, browse it, and look for the path where we have created a key, and say all files. Yeah, look for the public key. Don't go for the private key, because we are in server side now. So you have to look for hit on a public key and say OK, and you can see here the key generated, and whatever the key we have copied, it should be same. I hope it should be same. Okay, AAAB3. Look here, AAAB3, and we can see at the end, and you can say FNUQ. FN, where is that? Yeah, here. FN, I hope, yeah, and RSA key 2020, yeah, and you can see here, okay, and SSH public key, right? So we understood that the same key pair is uploaded to the AWS key pairs, and it will be converted from PPK to PEM. So these are all the keys which are stored in the format of PEM files. Okay, these are all the PEM files. Okay, done. From here also you can generate a key, either a PEM or PPK, directly you can generate. So if you want that key to be downloaded, you can directly download a key with the PPK format. This is very compatible with the PuTTY. Okay, all right, I'll say cancel. So now our key is stored here, and you can see here, this is the key, new public key 1. Okay, so now let me create one instance, and for that instance let me attach the key what we have uploaded or imported the key. That key I am going to attach it to the instance. Let me go to Red Hat Enterprise Linux. You can take any Linux flavor, say next. So I don't want any other option to be configured this time. Let me go for all default settings and say launch. But this time I am very much interested on this setting, because I have already created a new key pair, right? And the key pair name is public key 1. Are you sure? We have given this name because there is one more key, new public key 1. I hope this is not the this is the one what we have given, correct? No? Okay, great. Yeah, I acknowledge. All right, launch. Okay, now the instance is getting launched. So by the time the instance is getting launched, we can jump into PuTTY and okay, let me say, okay, I'll copy the public key, public IP address. Then let me go to PuTTY this time. Okay, and let me say paste, This is the IP address, public IP address, and SSH, authentication. In authentication, private key for authentication. Yeah, we have two keys, one is a public key and private key. So let me look for in downloads AWS keys. I can go for a private -key 1. So yeah, this is the correct location what we have saved from PuttyGen. Now I'll say open. Then let me go to say data and say auto logon is EC2 user. All right, say go to session, and I'll say yeah, some new instance with the new key, and say save. If my instance is ready, I should be able to get connected to the instance. So let me check, say whether the instance is ready. Yeah, I am ready to log in now. Okay, so let me go to Putty and say new key and get connected. If everything is okay, I should get the yes, logged in, already logged in. So this is how you can upload the public key to the server, and you can upload the private key to the Putty and get connected. So maybe sometimes after some time I might have to change my key, because frequently you need to change the keys. Security labs, maybe my key is shared with so many engineers, and some of the engineers are already left the job. Maybe they are having my keys, so I'm in danger, right? So now what I have to do is I have to generate a new key and change the existing key with the new key. So what I have to do for that now? Before that, let me show you. I'll go to sudo su or -i. Then let me log in as a sudo privilege, and you can see here presently I am in home/ec2 user, and let me show you the .ssh public key which is available, that is authorized keys. Just have a look at the spelling. That is not SED authorized, it is ZED _ keys. Okay, it's a US dictionary. UK dictionary, it is authorized, right? We are using authorized. Always you make a mistake there, so better you remember those things. Okay, done. Let me check the key. Okay, what is the key? AAAB3, right? And what is the last? FNUQ. Is it true? Yeah, should be. Yeah, see here. Okay, first and last is okay. That means must be everything is okay. And at the end they have given the name of the key pair. Name of the key pair, that is public-key1.pem. PEM is not mentioned. Maybe it is PEM, yeah, which is on the server side. No, it is always PEM. So what I'll do is I'll generate a new key, and I'll delete this key and update my key to the authorized key. How can I do that? Again, I need to take in help of say PuttyGen, and I'll say okay, I'll close this once. I'll go for PuttyGen. Maybe I can execute it from desktop. Yes. Again I'll hit on generate, and I'll say generate, and keep moving the mouse on the free area. Oh, it's very fast, and it is generated a new key it looks like the same key, yeah, AAAB3, how it was earlier, but it was last is it was something different, so it is not that same key, it's a different key. Make sure that it's a different key, it's not the same key. Otherwise, once again you move the mouse, but most of the time you will not come across where the same key will be generated, because you cannot move the mouse in the same area in the same fashion. So the movement will be different. According to the movement, the key will be generated. Okay, so that's a great thing. So let us say I'll copy this, and again I'll paste it somewhere over here. Over here, Control V. All right, this is generated by RSA. RSA is the algorithm which is used to generate the keys, basically used for generating for key based authentication. Maybe it can be used in VPN connections when you want to establish authentication between client and server, and it is also used in many cases for authentication purpose. So now what I need to do is I have to copy this key and upload into the authorized keys. Are you able to follow this, right? So you have to go to authorized keys and we have to upload the key. Yeah, great. So what I'll do is, I hope I have to copy from, I'll copy from here. I think this is not required. This is the last part is not required. RSA is there now. That is not required. So, but still, and make it in a single line. Yeah, let it be like this. I'll copy this. Say copy, and this time I'll create I'll save it. Yes, that's great. Save public key, and the name of the public key this time I'll give it as public key 2. It's a new public key, and I'm giving name as public key 2. At the same time, it's very important that you have to save the key public key 2 also, and the extension is PPK. Yes, done. So I have saved a public key and I have saved a private key. That's great. Now let me go to PuTTY, and I'll maximize this. Okay, so let me check the PuTTY. Yeah, public key 1. All right. So now I have to, if you don't have this folder or a file, you can manually create by using make directory command, make directory.ssh, because this is for EC2 user. I want to do the same thing for another user, then that user will not be having .ssh and authorized keys. So you can manually create a file called make directory.ssh, then cd.ssh, then vi.ssh/authorized keys. Okay. Oh, I can see here. Then you have to hit insert button to insert any thing into the, and I have to, oh, I can't go here. Okay, I have to go to the end of the file. Control E to go to the end of the file. I cannot move the mouse. Okay, Control E. Oh God. Say end. Oh, great. On the keyboard you can press end button. So you have reached the end of the line. It's a single line, and now I have already copied, I believe, SSH RSA. Paste it over here. Yeah, that's great. And here I'll give the name as public hyphen KEY2. This is for reference. A variable. Yeah, I have made it as a public hyphen key2. Not necessary that you have to give the same name. You can give different name. But to avoid the confusion, I think it's always better to give the same name. So now we have two keys with the same user. So what will happen? Let us verify it. So I'll go to escape :WQ exclamatory. W for saving, Q for quitting, exclamatory for forcibly quit the job. If somebody is using it, I can forcibly do it, or the alternatively you can go for colon X. It's a combination of WQ exclamatory. You can go for colon X. Remember, that is a shortcut. So let me hit enter. Now my keys are stored into authorized keys. That means I have uploaded my key directly to the EC2 instance instead of key pair in the AWS. Okay. So now the AWS key pair, the key pair is not there. The key pair is available directly to the EC2 instance. Let me check, can I log in to the instance? So let me go for a putty. I have not disconnect this connection, let it be active. I'll go for another connection, maybe a new connection. I hope I need the IP address of I need the IP address of the machine. So let me go to EC2 instance and copy the public IP address, come back to putty, say paste. Let me go to SSH and let me go to authentic private key and browse. This time I am not going to use PPK1, I am going to use PPK2 this time. Be careful and say open, and I hope the user is the same. I'll go to here and say EC2-user. I can attach the keys to another user. Let me say I can create a user called ITTC, and in the ITTC profile I can attach a new key so that I can directly get into EC2 instance by using that particular user. Alright. So now let me go to session. I hope this session is good. Yeah. Now I'll give the name as new key 2. So this is my second key. So I'll give it as a new key 2 and say save. This time I'll go to this profile and say open. I hope it should get connected if everything is alright. Yes, that is success. That means now I have two keys which is attached to the EC2 user, so I can use that key or a standby key what is available with me. One key is available in the server, one key available with me. So what I can do is I can use both the keys. Maybe once everybody start using the next key, I can delete those old keys, because that key will be used by many users. So what I'll do is I'll go for a server. Maybe I'll not use this connection. I will use this connection because I am using with the old key. So I'll go for this SSH authorized keys, and this time say escape and hit DD. DD means delete. So I am going to delete the entire line. It's a single line maybe. I am going to delete the entire line. I say DD. Yes. Excellent. So it has deleted the entire key. Now there is a only key. Which is that key? Public key 2. So I'll say escape WQ exclamatory, and now my keys are stored. But remember that we have deleted the old key which is present in AWS key pair. So once the key is deleted, now onwards we will not be able to log in with the old key, because my key, my private key and the public keys does not match. So let me exit from this, then I'll be in trouble, right? I'll say exit. Okay, exit, I'm out. And this time let me check with the putty, and we have already created two profiles. Maybe I'll log out from both putties. This putty also I'll log out. Say exit. I am out from putty, and there are two putty generators. Let it be as it is. Side, keep it side. Oh yeah. So many putty generators. Okay, so I am here right now. Let me say Okay, so where is that profile? Yeah. So I'll use the first profile, that is with the first public key, and say open. So maybe I'm ready to get connected with the same public IP. Server refused our keys because my private key does not match with the public key which is available in the authorized keys. So that means, yeah, we have deleted that key. That's why we are unable to log into the server with the key based authentication. Now let me use the next profile, that is the session what we have created in the second key, public key. I'll say open, and let me wait for some time. Okay, yeah, great. This we are able to log in with this key because my private key is getting matched with the public key, and I am getting authenticated, and I logged into the server. So this is how you can say you are using that key from maybe from 1 year or 2 years, and maybe so many engineers we have shared this key with so many engineers, and most of the engineers have left the job, and the key is with them, and our servers are maybe in danger. So it's better, it's a best practice to expire the keys or to delete the keys manually, and generate a new key and attach that key to the EC2 instance, so that our server health condition will be better. So we are safe in the safer zone, and so this is how you can change the keys on the EC2 instance. That's all in this video. I hope you understood. Thank you.